Eastern Security Network commander makes shocking claims about Nnamdi Kanu after arrest. One of the commanders of ASN, the armed wing of IPOB, has alleged that members of his group engaged in a killing spree across the southeast region. The suspect, Emeori Uzoma Benjamin alias Onye Army, was arrested by operatives of the Force Intelligence Response Team over his alleged involvement in the attacks, killing of security operatives, and the destruction of government and private property in Imo State. Benjamin also confessed to being part of attacks on security operatives on the alleged instruction of their supreme leader Nnamdi Kanu, Vanguard reports. He also claimed that heads of 10 girls caught in Imo State were used in preparing charms to fortify members of the group against police bullets. Yeah, you need to give proof about that, because they've come out and said that they believe in Chukwu Okike Abiyama, they do not believe, or they did not use charms. So again, I'm not really sure. I mean, again, are we really gonna take the government's word for it in this case? Let's be wise. So he gave his confession, which says, "I am Emeori Uzoma Benjamin, also known as Onye Army. I am from Uzombe town in Oguta local government area of Imo State. I am 28 years old. I only attended secondary school, but I left school without writing my SSCE exams in 2014 because my father had no money." Wait, what? Okay, cool. Wait, let me just confirm. From now, if I do that, that's 6, 7. So 2014 was 7 years ago, and then he says it's 28. So 28 minus 7 is 21. So he finished secondary school at 21. Okay, let's be honest. Okay, fine. Things can happen in which you can finish school later, but are you really kidding me right now? Yeah. That definitely adds up, right? So I started doing menial jobs and buying Nigerian army uniforms. Forms, and that of the Nigerian Navy, but I was not recruited because I was using my brother's result. I intended to write my exam and get my results when I get drafted into the army. I also went to Lagos where I secured a job as a security guard with a company that dealt in building materials. I did that job until 2017 when I relocated to my village where I engaged in carpentry jobs. While I was in the village, one John, who is from my town, met me and told me he knew I was going to join the military but advised me to join IPOB in 2019. So I started attending IPOB meetings in Olu every Sunday. We used to have the meeting in a building close to the teaching hospital. I attended the meeting until November 2020 when Nnamdi Kanu formed ESN and he didn't want any security agents in the southeast, and that all he wanted, just ESN operatives providing security in the southeast. I volunteered to join ESN and I was trained in a camp close to the Niger Bridge, but I do not know the name of the village. I spent 2 weeks in that camp with several other people who came for ASN training from several parts of the country. Oh wow. Some people had been in the camp before I joined them, but I spent just 2 weeks in the center. Before I went to the center, however, I was at a Sabbath church in Olu owned by one Alewa Nwachukwu in the Okporo area of Olu. Now, this is a very long story. It goes into very much graphic detail, which wasn't needed. I think this was just like a long-winded statement in which it seemed like we're trying to trying to convince whoever was reading that he was part of ESN for real. Listen, I'm not personally, I'm not gonna take what the word of the government for as proper. You know what I mean? I'm gonna take with a pinch of salt. And again, it's like, has the government proven to ever be honest with their dealings with IPOB? Of course, we know for the fact that they proscribe them as a terrorist group shows that there's going to be a bias, or there's going to be an extra prejudice there, and that's just what it is. So again, I don't please, this just doesn't make sense, because this person has been arrested, but then you have Boko Haram or ex Boko Haram who are seen as repentant and trying to be reinstated into the army. Let's not talk about that. Someone says the Boko Haram terrorist members that were responsible for massive killings in the north were given presidential pardon and reintegrated into the society and sent abroad while others got jobs in the Nigerian army. Injustice is what is causing confusion in Nigeria today. Someone says no matter how Igbo politicians disown or distance themselves from Biafra agitation, it will not stop the North from seeing them as IPOB. If you claim ignorance of your true identity, believe me, your enemies will know your true origin. You can't deny that glaring fact. Nnamdi Kanu made it clear that he is not in support of any traditional protection. He believes in Elohim in one of his broadcasts during EndSARS protest. So no matter the propaganda against him, there's always counter evidence against it. Absolutely. The story was just in too much detail. I mean, again, I understand that the Nigerian government right now, they're probably feeling themselves. Like, they are probably feeling themselves, but I understand because, to be honest, for a country or for a government that already proscribed this group as terrorists and they were able to make a whole security outfit under your nose and you had no idea, must be very embarrassing. But then that's where it should end, to be honest. And that's just what it is. Like, that is where, like, what else? The propaganda against is obviously there. Like, you can't deny it. But right now they are so happy. They are probably very much brave because they've gotten Nnamdi Kanu with their intelligence, whatever, and now they've come after Sunday Igboho. So it's like, okay, fine. They're going after anybody who tries to open the eyes of the people in terms of making them understand that, you know what, the choice is yours, but you can actually choose not to be part of Nigeria. And yeah, that's just what it is. Someone here says, for a secondary school dropout to write this impeccable grammar, devoid of spelling errors, the only spelling error detected at the name of his community towns, close to his community. This story now, wow. Well, yeah. Even according to the age, he dropped. He graduated or not. I mean, he wasn't. He finished secondary school at the age of 21. Again, you can, if you want to finish at 21, that's fine, but that's where you finish your first degree normally. So yeah, that seems very, very dodgy still. The story doesn't add up, and again, it's like, please, it's okay, you don't have to convince us, we know it's a lie. Put what you think about this, and don't forget to like and subscribe.